Alright, today I'm installing my scanner to the bumper, which you can see it's already mounted. 2 screws. I made a video on this before. I do mount my scanner to the bumper because it helps straighten out the bumper when it's installed because of the slam panel being at a bend. And I just put some little foam pads, stick-on pads right here so it won't scratch this metal bar on the nose. And there's the bolts underneath. There's one there and one over here. So that's ready to go install now. I got my wire harness ready. And I did, because this is a KRE scanner from the United Kingdom, I went ahead and put my little connector on, a long wire, because I'm not sure how I'm going to wire this up yet, which way I'm going to go. But I do, because of where I installed this driver, it's way back here behind this bar. It's kind of hard to reach, so I had to have this ready, because if I put the bumper on, I'm not going to be able to get this in there. And the reason why I installed it under this is I just don't want it, if it's rainy or anything, I don't want it to get wet. So I installed it behind the speaker on the inside. So yeah, I'll plug this one in, and then I'll plug the scanner in, and then when I have my isolator all hooked up, all the wiring, then I'll be able to install it. That's why I haven't installed it yet, because I'm still messing with this Stinger isolator for a second battery. And I'm probably going to install this on this side of the bar to save room in my engine bay. So that's where I'm at right now. And there's the bumper. This thing's looking good. It's been sitting for a week or so in the garage because had some family stuff I had to do. But yeah, so that's the next task, is get this battery wire all connected in the car for the second battery. I'm using 2-gauge wire, which is pretty thick. And yeah, I'm going to put some plastic on it just to keep it protected while I'm going in through here. Alright, I'm installing my turn signals, and it fit pretty snug. So what I did is I put a little bit of foam pad under there, just on the end. So, because I want it to sit at more of an angle, so this thing is flush here with the blackout that I'm going to put on it. If you have it too down, it's not going to line up too good. So I want it a little bit pushed up, just a hair. And then when I mount those down, I'll be using these screws here. You can get those at Lowe's, Home Depot, and they're actually just screws. I was going to use bolts and nuts, but this is much easier. Just make sure you use the right drill bit. Alright, so I just checked. It's a 532 bit. 532. And that's if you're using these Hillman 10 by 5/8, or you can use 10 by 3/4. That's these. That should fit perfectly if you use a 532 drill bit. If you do it too small, you end up cracking your gel coat in your paint. If you do it too big, it won't catch. Also, one more thing I did before I mount these on is I drilled 2 holes here, drip holes, one there and one here. And that's if any rain gets in there, it'll have a way out. Should be kind of hard to get in there with the rain, with the covers on, but if it does drip in here, if it finds a way in here, again, that'll just be a little drain hole for them. Alright, got these things mounted, 2 screws on both sides. And there's the turn signals. Now I just gotta cut out some blackout material and make a cover for it. And the way I'm gonna mount it is just put some double-sided tape by 3M. The really good stuff that they sell for like door moldings and stuff, and run it around this whole border, going across the light. And that should keep it kind of watertight too, going all the way around. And again, if I get a little water in there, it's okay. I got some drains in there. but it can drip out. And same thing over here. Put some tape on the border, and then the cover will go right on that. Once it sticks, it's not coming off. So that stuff works. It's really, the adhesive works really good. So make sure you have everything tied where you want it before you do it. That's a note to myself. Yeah, it's looking good. And here's the grills all taken apart. It's getting dark real quick here. Sorry about the lighting. But yeah, this is trim black is what I did for my grills. And I'll finish off the other set this side tomorrow. These are aluminum. I'll sand those down. They need a little more sanding with some 320, and then should be good to paint. I only sanded 320 on this, and it's pretty nice. Alright guys, finally got this stinger somewhat hooked up. I got the 2 cables hooked up and 2 wires for the hot and ground. And the way this is going to be installed is going to be installed right up in here behind this thing, this bar. I couldn't really find any place to put it. Didn't really want to put it in here under the hood. And then I'll have the cable running in through this hole here. There's a hole down here, and all the Firebirds have them. And it's perfect mounting hole to run the cable all the way to your battery, because you need to tie one end to the hot side of your battery. Make sure you get a fuse. The fuse will fit in there perfectly right there. If you get the style fuse that kind of mounts with screws, that's a perfect spot for it. So it goes to the battery, to the fuse, and then from that fuse into the stinger. And then you run the other one down here. This cable will be run to this side, where somewhere over here I'll put another fuse, probably right here, and then I'll run my cable all the way to the back to the battery, and then right before it goes into the battery, one more fuse. But my bumper's ready to go in. I wanted to get all this wrapped up before, because you know the scanner wiring, it's quite a bit of wiring and stuff. I don't want to have to keep taking the bumper on and off and get it all scratched up. So I want to get all the wiring that's going to be up front, my speaker. So I got speaker wire, I got my little PA wiring system, the stinger wiring. So all this wire crap that needs to be situated where it's going to go. So when I do put the bumper on, I have to keep taking it off. And hopefully this will be good. So that's what I'm doing right now. Alright guys, so I got my fuse all connected. I used a vise for the crimping, to crimp the ends on. And you can see there's a little cable going there to that fuse holder, 200 amp fuse. Goes through there, through the bottom hole there. Right there at the bottom. Comes out and goes into the stinger right there. Then the other side runs down the other way, and the hot and ground runs down there too, up under here. Comes out over here into a second holder, fuse holder, and that's 200 amps as well. And then the last cable here will run from here all the way to the trunk. So I have to take this fender off one more time, because I think I'm going to pre-drill another hole here to run it through in here, and then we'll run it through the back to the trunk. And you can see I got quite a few other wires, and this is just some of them. I still got a few wires to hook up. Still got, I want to put fog juice, so I need a windshield wiper motor for the fog juice to run into to do the smoke release. There was a couple other things that I needed to hook up as well. I just can't remember off the top of my head. So what I probably should just do is run 2 or 3 cables, hot and ground, this way, that don't hook up to anything. So when I am ready to hook it up, the wires are made and pre-installed. That way, if you ever want to hook up something, you don't have to keep running cables and do all this all over again. So maybe even run 5 more, because it seems like when you build one of these cars, you got all kinds of things you need to hook up. Just trust me. When you guys build this car, pre-install a bunch of wires. Do way more than you think you use. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to have, 5-6 wires that you can tuck away, and hide. So that's what I'm doing, and hopefully I'll have this wrapped up in another day or so. And I'm working on the fog grills. I got one more to paint, and then I'll install that in the bumper. And then this bumper should be ready to install. There it is right there. And the scanner is already on it, ready to go, ready to hook up. All I have to do is plug that control loom into the driver down there. I already put the other one in there. That goes to the controller, which is this one right here. That is the scanner controller that goes inside the car. But other than that, make sure you label everything. I labeled all my stuff to make sure I know what's what, because everything's red and black. You're not going to know what's what once you get it in the car. So like this one, 12 volt front camera. This one is a relay isolator. And speaker. This is camera, front camera. And then this is speaker wire. So make sure you get all that labeled up. Alright, this has been all painted up and ready for install. It's trim black color. And you can, I don't know if you can see on camera, but this thing has got a curve to it. Alright, so just wanted to take a straight bar and kind of show you the difference. Okay, I'll lay that down. That one's nice and straight. And if I take this one and put it on top of it, you can see this one is not straight. It's got a curve, and the reason why it was made like that is so when you put it into the bumper, it kind of flows better with the roundness of the bumper and the fog openings. In the show, sometimes it looked curved, sometimes it looked straight to me. So either way was fine, but I just thought this was a real cool thing to do. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Matthew made this and he said he had to do a lot of grinding. So I can imagine you got to get a real thick piece of this aluminum and then mark your curve and grind into it, which would take quite a bit of time. And this stuff's not the easiest stuff to cut or shave back either. I mean, it's aluminum, it's not super hard, but it's just a pain in the butt to do. So I'm glad Matthew hooked me up with a set of these. Thank you, Matthew, yet again. And we'll take a video in a little bit and show you how it looks installed. Alright, installed one side of the grills. And I must say, it looks really nice. Now, I haven't really fiddled with the alignment of these. This is kind of first try. But I think I'm pretty good where I'm at. Maybe the top one can go a little lower. But you know, even on the show, the top one was kind of hard to see a lot of the time. In certain episodes, you'll see it, and sometimes you won't. It kind of tucks up under there. But yeah, I can adjust these down a little bit if I want to later. But yeah, that looks really sweet. Just gotta finish off the other side. Still gotta paint the other side and install it. So as soon as I get that done, I think this thing's almost ready to get installed. Can't wait. Just got to get all the wiring done. I got to pull this fender off and drill some holes for all these wires and stuff, and run this big cable for the battery. And I think we're good. And I think the bumper can be installed. And then the tow hitch needs to be installed too with the camera. And yeah, I think we're doing good. Another day or two and we should be we should see this thing with the bumper finally. So much tedious little work here and there. I mean, I'm just taking my time. Sure, it could be slapped together real fast, but I think when you take your time, it's gonna show in the end a lot nicer. So that's why I'm taking my time. I really wanna soak up the benefits of taking my time on this project and just enjoying a nice looking Night Rider car when I'm done. So until next time, guys, this is it. I'm gonna edit this video and it'll end here. So this is where I'm at, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'll be taking more videos of this thing installed, and we'll take some videos and some pictures, and I'll post it up so you guys can see the final result of this kit car with the bumper on it, at least.